Greetings everyone, I'm Vulkk, and this is the third boss from Temple of Sacrifice 8-man hard mode. It's called the Underlurker, or how we prefer to call it these days, Underbugger, or maybe if you prefer, Buglurker. We have a standard setup with 2 gunslingers, a sage healer, a commando healer, 2 guardians, one of them is DPS, one of them is tank, my Sentinel DPS and the Vanguard DPS. We're following a very similar tactic to which everybody is, but I will tell you about it in details in a little while. First, I'm playing Watchman throughout the attempts until the first kill, which is not perfect by no means. No, we're all making mistakes, me especially. It is my video and you're able to see all the mistakes, smaller or bigger, that I'm making during the run. They will be perfected for the next one, of course, but this is the first and I'm always showing my first kill at least for each new boss. I chose to play Watchman first because it's a little bit overpowered currently with the non-fixed bug with the main stat relic. It produces more damage, and because of the small heals, the tactics. On each of the adds waves I'm going to the third one. Third one is the top right as we look at the adds from the entrance of the room. This is the last add that we're killing and I'm going there by myself and I'm sitting on it. Because Watchman and melee in general is not very movable during the route. This is the main difference between story mode and hard mode, except for the bigger damage obviously. During the adds, every dare jump puts a debuff on the players, which slows them at the point that you can actually call that a route. It's not really a route because you can move very slowly and you can clear it. It's cleansable by many different kinds of abilities, but the bad news is it will be reapplied a couple seconds later when the adds jump. So as long as there is one of these adds alive at least, you will always be slowed. That's the buff here. It's very short, but it's refreshed constantly. The closest person to each one of the adds is taking the damage from this specific add. In this case it's me, because most of the time I'm alone. That's why I'm trying to save my cooldowns, defensive cooldowns. I don't manage to do it always, but it's the first kill and I'm not perfect with the timings yet. We are doing this for the first waves, for the first 4 waves of the fights. The tactics with the cross is absolutely the same as in story mode. We are trying to bring the cross and the boss as close as possible to the first ad, that is the closest ad to the entrance. And we separate according to group frames, which we found to be working best for us specifically. We have 2 DPSs and the healer on the left side, 2 DPSs and the healer on the right side, 1 tank in front, 1 tank in the back. I will not go into detail how exactly the tanks are moving and switching, because the video is about DPS and more specifically melee DPS, which is my Sentinel. When we're hiding behind the rocks, we're always trying to group up behind the same one so we can do the most effective area heals. Pretty much most of the time, if I have it available and I'm trying to make it available, I use Transcendence or Predation in the Imperial term. After the second add is killed, or just a moment before the second add is killed, this will give the whole group 10 seconds of free movement without being affected by the nasty debuff slowing everybody. This is very useful and very good when everybody is moving to hide behind the rock. Before that, we're striving to have all the adds down. It may happen sometimes that they are not all down, but the third one is very close to dying. Everybody should be behind the rock and hiding and using the area heals, off healing, when the storm happens. This is the big AoE attack from the boss, which is 1 or in some cases maybe 2 shots. The tank is, as you see on the minimap, always hiding in the opposite corner. When the boss jumps to us, he walks back into the middle because he returns immediately to the first tank. That is why we're going with 5 DPS. We do not have the best in slot gear yet, and we find that we do need a 5th DPS. There is no tank swap in this fight, so it doesn't hurt our composition or our tactics. Just one of our tanks went on DPS. It doesn't have very optimal DPS gear, but as it turns out it's not really necessary. Our tactics is quite similar to pretty much of everybody else's tactics that has killed the boss so far. We kill the waves of the adds and hide behind the rocks for the first 4 waves. After that we don't kill any more waves of adds, we just focus and burn down the boss as quick as possible. This is the kill. This is it. If I've missed something, be sure to add it down in the comment section. If you have a question, post it down below. I do my best to give you a proper answer. If I cannot, someone else from our group will give you a better one.